Last time on the Empire's Edge.
There is like a quasi-undead over there. One Zelotes survives in darkness.
Something's outside. Something's coming in behind us the way that we came in.
And, the two of us will wait in darkness.
Do they have wizard robes on? Are they dressed like Zrex? Does any of them look like they were recently a panther?
Rushing and attacking.
Why are you attacking us?
She said after shooting him with lightning twice.
Boris Kirsonov, keep me alive. I'm with you. And he is spellcasting. Do you let him?
Cool. All right. I'm guessing I get another will save to try and negate these effects. Wisdom save.
Right.
Natural 20.
Nice!
Almost.
There's broken walls and things like that. If I can move so I'm partially shielded.
As you run in then to gain cover, you lose sight of him. And just a moment later, you hear a as he hit the ground on the far side of the wall.
Yes!
He sees Jacob coming at him, or is really at him.
And him, and Boris.
Well, yeah, but you're 31 cold. This is not how I thought this would go. I needed to speak with you, but I can't explain it here. There is a small strike team in support of them. They'll be here in moments. They could be launching an attack right now. I am Hugo Cormac. Meet me at the Druid Circle in the park at midnight tonight.
Okay, but we got to go too. If these people are coming, let's beat feet.
And then as you, the three of you head out into that area, you're running out. As you clear and get into, just clear the alleyway, there is somebody following you. So you've ditched the coat. You're moving away from that point. What route do you want to take? Main streets back, or do you want to take some more
I think
circuitous?
populated areas.
Yeah, I'd agree. Populated areas, but not directly back. We're swinging by the Urn and Skillet to one kind of maneuver back into poorer sections where us battered, burnt folk might be a little more hidden.
Everyone's covered in blood in the other sides of town.
Dirt and what Boris say?
Well,
icicles?
and maybe there's something
Not
even
anymore. I
we could
knocked those
change
off.
into really quickly so that we look a little bit less obviously just come from battle.
Right.
Are we
I was just
we're
told to get rid of
slowed
them.
down, right? We're not running anymore.
No,
we're
we're
kind
not.
of
That would just
blended
make
into
us
the speed of the
And
crowd.
push
Yeah.
comes to shove, we can recruit all the lads that rode over with us and beat up pursuers.
So you've gone not more than 15, 20 feet from the point where you ditched the coat. Ooh. And Zelen, you are taking damage.
Crap a nappa. I'm taking damage.
You're like, in what form is it taking? You take 6 points of damage. A crossbow bolt just appeared in her back.
Oh, okay.
If we're playing the appearing game, my bow appears in my hand and I fire back.
It
The
moves
dragon
so
I
fast.
haven't mentioned that I'm friendly with appears and I ride around.
Get all the street kids to go and just swarm that person.
Oh, I thought you meant form into a dragon. This is Transformers, but with hideous poverty.
That's fantastic.
And while you guys are bewildered and standing there, Jacob, you take 11 points of damage for one hitting you, probably more in your front.
How's the crowd reacting right now?
Startled. It is parting along a couple of different avenues where it looks like people that are near you, saw it, the impact. Probably you guys went oof, as the thing hit you.
I grab the both of them and start maneuvering for a side street.
Okay, so you turn that way. Let me just roll to see if
How much did I take?
one of them...
11.
11.
Ow.
Boris, a bolt sticks into the beam that is the corner of a house as you guys duck around to the side of it.
I don't take damage because God's on my side.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm a paladin.
But you could not see who was shooting at you or from what point. Roll it as a siegecraft, Boris.
Sure thing. I'm assuming it's that strike team, the guy whose name we didn't get mentioned.
He did. He called himself Hugo Cormac.
That's a 12 for an unnatural 20.
By the angle that it struck, the bolt struck Jacob and the one that struck Zelen, you would think that they're at ground level, that they're not up on a roof somewhere.
Oh, that's
As you guys went around
small
the corner.
mercies. So
You're in a side street, but still a fairly major area, a lot of people around.
yeah,
Can't believe they're firing at us.
Okay,
with all
wait
these
a minute.
people.
I can cast something called Find Traps. And it says within a 120-foot range, a trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable.
Someone's shooting me.
Someone shooting me, that is certainly a sudden and an unexpected effect that I consider quite harmful.
If you want to try it, go ahead.
It might be a waste of a spell slot, though, given that it's not necessarily a trap.
yeah, no.
Detect ambush, maybe.
We need to keep moving. We can't stop to cast. They're on ground level at least, so they're having to maneuver the crowds to get to us, but we can't slow down at all.
All right, let's
roll a perception.
All of us or just him?
All three of you.
Yes. Never
Yeah.
mind. 12.
9.
8.
Hey! All right.
That oh no is
What nothing do I see better than everyone else?
There's obviously a tumult from the crowd. Jacob, you're most aware of it. Maybe you're the last person coming around the corner. Is Boris is nominally hanging on to like the corner
Dragging
of
the
your
two of
tunic,
you.
and you're looking over your shoulder thinking, I didn't need an extra crossbow bolt. But you hear running a lot behind you, but you thought you heard the echo of boots running ahead of you. Now, that could just be that people ahead are also startled by there's a commotion, but it just seems so, quinky-dinky to that moment.
Could we hear the actual bolts themselves being fired, or did we just get hit?
No, you just were aware of getting hit.
Can I sense in the ground? I've been able to sense through the city that whether I'm on solid ground or whether there's buildings and things underneath. Can I sense that? Can I get it from as we're moving? Can I tell if we could get below ground, we could still be moving, but we'd be under the streets of the city?
Roll a d20 with your druid level as a modifier.
Hey!
I rolled a natural
Jiminy
20,
crickets.
but I don't know what the modifier.
It's just your
stuff
current
is.
level.
Your current level added to that.
5.
So 25.
Minus
Yeah.
15.
Just the way that you've been attuning yourself to stone for numerous adventures in game time months, that you are aware of it, that there is what's tantamount to a city underneath of you.
If we could get down below, there's a city underneath. We could still make our way through.
Can you sense a route?
Is there anything like sewers or something nearby that we could use to get in
Well,
there?
it's just
Well, with that 25 roll, you were very aware that that there's not some kind of, that there's layers of a city. It might not be like tunnels you
yeah,
could
if
walk
we could get
through.
Then
into
we
a
move.
cellar, maybe.
All right, we continue running.
All right, so you traverse down.
blending into crowd, moving at pace.
Yeah,
of
I'll
crowd.
take the bolt out of my back if you could, please, because that's kind of a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the one in your front, Jacob?
I got hit in the front? Man.
As you were turning, yeah.
Yeah. Yank it out. Just
So there's at least 2 shooters, probably 6.
6. Great.
And as you move further forward, and I guess still, are you resisting running at this point still?
If
I
our
think the
maneuver
people-
in and being even more covered in blood than we were a second ago is getting crowd to move faster, we're staying at pace of crowd.
Plus, if
Okay.
the crowd's already screaming about that, they should be moving too. So we're still just keeping up with them.
Well, that's an interesting point, and roll that as an insight, Jacob.
Aha. Yes. About that. 10.
Yeah.
Can I roll it too?
Can I roll it as a
Can you roll a
siegecraft?
2?
You may certainly also roll on that.
Can I roll it as a siegecraft?
No, sir.
Ah.
No, this is a different read.
Insight is I rolled a 19.
Wow. That you are very aware that where there are people that are yelling, they're moving out of the way, they're calling people, get down, that sort of thing, because something's happening. It doesn't sound like the cataclysmic, like if there was an earthquake for the first time, or this is the first time it happened. There is almost like an awareness. Like
They're used to this.
They've not maybe used to it, but this is not a new experience for people here.
Okay.
So a military mind might gauge them to having been acclimated with a steady
Okay,
morale.
all right.
All right. That's disheartening.
I've got my +8. Dang it, let me use it.
All right. So as you are moving further along, people are looking at you as though there's something out of place with the three of you, but they're not putting it together. Everyone roll a perception, and this is just something you're seeing at a distance.
15.
9.
7.
Boris, you look up as you can see that way down this lane that there is a person who is wielding a crossbow, and it looks as though he's firing.
Okay. I sidestep drag them to get the bunch of us out of the way.
Okay. So armor classes all around?
15.
12.
Wait, you should have known our armor classes if I got hit already. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I didn't.
16.
And
Wait a minute, yours is bigger than that because I cast that leather spell.
How long does Barkskin last?
I don't know.
Leather spell?
it'd be important to find out because he just rolled a 15.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking. Give me just a second. Bark skin. It only lasts an hour. But have we been at it?
Yes.
For an hour?
We rested for an hour, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's how you
right.
got some slots back.
Okay.
10 points of damage, Boris. So
Okay.
as you're grabbing them to move them out of the way, you get hit. And the guy is now reloading and closing.
How far is he?
He's looks about 100 feet away, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, I'd need 2 rounds to get to him.
Or a dash? Or is that including a dash?
That-
I can
That's
cast
including the dash.
Moonbeam. Cast Moonbeam, but we're going to catch civilians.
Let's not catch civilians. We're
Not yet. Don't want to go nuclear
Not.
just.
What about throwing a dart?
Too far. We're maneuvering.
So as you have
changing street.
As you have sidestepped and you're heading toward a different street, you're aware, Boris, that the people that are out in the street that you were on are moving away like in a fan-shaped wave. And you could picture that somebody is moving into the area of the intersection of the street you were in and the one you are now on, and they're getting themselves the heck out of the way.
While we're running, I'm going to be continually looking for a place that we could possibly dodge in, like a cellar that we could get under the city, a sewer we could get under the city, something that we could get under to get some cover from this.
Okay, so you've your eyes out for that. Let's go into a building. There could be places in a building you're passing, but if there's anything that's on the exterior.
If there's going to be something in a building, Victor will see. I mean, not Victor, sorry. Boris will see that.
And suddenly he appears on the road with us.
I don't know how I'd see into a building.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if there's a basement to it or something.
My point is, I'm looking for things to get us under the city.
Understood.
Boris is
But he won't know the layout of every building we pass.
No, I know that. But Boris is going to see, oh, this is a warehouse, and jump in at the street level.
Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially.
No.
Yeah. In this area, though, it's going to be mostly houses, very, very wealthy kind of houses.
And even then, I don't want to go into a building because that limits our maneuvering options. If we've got one entrance, one exit, well then, yay, we're stuck.
I agree.
All right, how far, what can we do about, have they shown any, not remorse, but have they shown any hesitation whatsoever to not fire into large crowds of people, or are they just doing all things that they could possibly do to hit us?
If that one would have missed Boris just now, it would have gone right out into the people that were in the street you just came from.
Okay, so it almost seems like staying near the people now is a bad idea, because if we're trying to not get people hurt, not casting Moonbeam, then we should be staying away from people too, because they don't care whether they hit us or not, or they hit them or not.
It would certainly seem that way.
So let's just take as circuitous of a route as possible to not go down any one straight alley for too long, so that way they can't come around the corner and fire. Just keep on making as many turns as possible and just keep moving.
Agreed.
Okay, so left-hand turn takes you between two, like the back of two different estate houses, very wealthy houses. There are a couple of servants that are in those backyards, large open areas, like they have their own little gardens in the back. So a lot of places for cover as you're moving down this actual, like this is truly a side street, like an alley kind of street. But there's room to maneuver. Just a low wall, like a waist-high wall that separates the street itself from the yards, and then gardens and trees and stuff beyond that.
Let's keep heading towards the poorer parts of town where your guys are.
Because just maybe those people will be sick and tired of these military people, and they might have help us in an uprising against them.
If we see a kid, can we yell to them to go get the guards?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah?
All right, so...
but I sent them out, so it's more likely than not we'll bump into some of them.
Right.
Our soldiers, rather, not the actual city guard, because I don't trust the city guard.
Agreed.
So as you've traveled about...
These guys might be the city guard, probably.
About another 100 feet down that road, you're moving from like one estate to behind another couple of estates to behind a third set of estates, and taking a quick backwards glance, just seeing, eyes, head on a swivel, eyes all around. It doesn't seem as though anybody is working to flank you. Jacob, you don't hear anybody running out ahead of you. As you take a look behind you, Boris, you can see from the one side of the street, the guy that shot you, there's one guy that comes around the corner, and then from the other side, there are two. And they both take a position at the wall at the corners and looking to see if it's safe to come around, and they can see you way down the middle of the street, and then they come out from their position, and now they're pursuing down that straight shot of a street. Do you guys just keep on going the way you're going?
Is there a hostile within ideally 30 feet, but I'll take 60 feet?
No, they're keeping their distance to maintain their advantage.
Then
with
yes, we're moving.
Their crossbow.
Can I cast Barkskin on you while we go? It's
Might-
one action touch, lasts an hour.
Might as well.
I think potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
If we're stopping to take an action, then I'm going to do summon Bestial Spirit, and I'll send an animal to go in and at least buy us some time.
Okay. So it's something we're casting on the run. I've never read any rules about casting on the run.
You cast as an action, and then you make a move.
Then you move actually.
And since we can't take a dash action this round anyway because we want to stay with her, we're going to be. If you have something to use your action for at this moment, we're all going to be.
Well, can't I cast it
picture
while I'm
Zelen
moving?
stopping.
No, I didn't picture Zelen stopping either.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we're not going to move as
the
far
point
in
is,
this 6
we
second
can't take
period.
a dash action. We can't do the two things in the one round.
Gotcha.
So, Jacob's using his action to summon a critter. I have nothing to use my action for unless I want to chuck my sword at something. Which I do not.
I'm going to cast Barkskin on you, so you have
An
little
18 armor
protection.
class again.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I can cast it one more time. Do you want me to cast it on you too, Jacob?
No. We're just going to keep moving.
And so, what are the stat block basic items? Armor class of your summon creature. Is this another kind of medium dog-sized fox, or is it something else?
It is going to. Yeah, I'm just going to go with another fox and just send it that way.
It's your signature.
It really is. It's all dependent on my level, so I'm going to write them down, and then I'll.
Okay,
If it gets to a point where they're. You need to know how many hit points it has, so that way it can die quickly.
Well, I'm thinking if they're running toward you and this thing starts running toward them, they're going to be meeting each other, if not in the next round, at the end of it, probably in the second round, hence. And then I will need that stuff because they'll be engaging with that.
I will have it ready.
Okay. So the next would be another left-hand turn, would take you back in the direction of the original main street, or proceeding on and turning right is really taking you in the wrong direction. Which way do you go from here?
Doesn't matter as long as the wrong direction is still downhill.
Yes, the wrong direction is still downhill. So turning in that direction.
And again, making sure to not run down straight for too long, making turns that way they can't get a line on us with the crossbows.
Perfect. So just about the same point you would be given that opportunity, you're making that right-hand turn. And you couldn't tell what their reactions were, but they're still in pursuit. Your... was it spirit? What was the definition of it?
Bestial spirit, yeah.
Bestial spirit is summoned, and you give it the order.
Attack, and
attack.
Kill.
Those guys. And so then in the next round, as you're moving down that street that's in the wrong direction, they'd be engaging. Go ahead and roll an init for your animal, and I'll roll for my guys.
Hey, not horrible. Oh, wait, no, it has a +0.
So... exactly average then.
Exactly, yeah. 10.
And, oops, I'm on the wrong one.
So by definition, not horrible.
Yeah, I just thought it was going to be a little bit better than that.
Yeah, so they're right at 16.
Oh, yeah, no, they're going to win.
Okay, so at 16, as this thing's running toward them, they're firing crossbows.
Okay.
Armor class.
Is a 13.
First one hits. Second one hits.
Okay.
Third one hits.
Okay. This ain't going to be good, but may have bought us some time.
Yeah, it would have slowed him down a minute and distracted him. So maybe we could dodge a different way and they wouldn't be able to know where we went.
Getting me one big number instead of 3 small ones.
23.
Oh, still alive.
And it's attack round.
Awesome, yeah.
So just give me foe 1, foe 2, foe 3.
You know, which one did the most damage? That guy. Okay. 8. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Misses, but it is engaged with that guy.
Well, hey, it stayed alive for a full round, which bought us a full round to run away.
That's right.
And you turn a corner again further down that street, and you're now heading very decidedly down. And this is in the right direction. This street you're on now is parallel to the main street that you would have taken, the one that you took, Zelen, you guys took a little while ago, to get up to the Zelotes ruin house. And as you're proceeding down through that one, you hear them like a tussle. There's like sounds of crossbow bolts. I guess a fox-like snarl. I don't know. I've heard a fox cry. It sounds like a woman screaming.
It does.
It is a scary thing to hear when you're out in the woods, like you're deer hunting or something. And
so let's hope that maybe that catches them off
you
guard
hear
too.
a
'Cause
woman screaming.
Why is there a fox here? And why does it scream like a woman?
That freaks me out. And then the next round, so we have to work that. They're pulling weapons. And
so I can speak with plants if they're anything that's viney or any plant and ask them to block.
True, but every time you cast that spell, it does delay us one more move.
It does slow us
trying
down.
to get further away from them.
Yeah. Okay.
So it takes 6 points of
It's
damage.
dead.
Okay. What was it? Where was it after all the crossbow bolts? 4. Wow. Yeah. So a guy rolled a natural 20, and that definitely killed it.
Yeah.
So you hear a final.
Interrupted.
And that's it. And then boots running.
Yep. But hey, bought some time. Let's
so-
keep on.
Still maneuvering to the Urnin skillet.
And as you know that it's in a general cardinal
Hoping that
direction.
some of my lads are
Boris,
back there.
But at the same time, you don't know the streets to get to. It's kind of a maze. You're sort of running that way. Jacob, go ahead and do a survival roll.
Yes.
That you can tell just by the topography of the city, what little that you've seen thus far.
I'm back.
Okay.
Survival 25.
Okay, yeah. So as Boris, you take a moment, you look to see, and he's like, this way. And, I'm heading to the Urnin skillet, and this is taking you in the right direction, and you're heading that way. Everyone, again, roll a perception. You do,
okay, good.
do hear
Okay.
the boots running.
Got all the bad ones out of the way. 19.
14.
22.
That as you are running on this street, this parallel street, it is less of a back street than the ones you're on, heretofore. But you see that there is up on the building a statue, And this revenant was a 14 or higher. I forget who said they
That
had
was
that.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that there is a statue that is like kind of leaning over the corner of a building. And in that brief moment, you're just aware that architecturally, it doesn't belong on that building. And with your perception roll, you remember you've seen it before, like a minute ago.
Oh,
That
that's
statue
not
shouldn't
good.
be moving.
Yep.
And again, you didn't see it move. It's just that there is a statue that is on the roof
So
of
the
the
city
building.
guard has employed weeping angels.
I was about to say I would like to roll to never blink again.
All right.
And you proceed on. Now, you don't note an eye tracking you. It's
Well, yeah, they don't move when they're being looked at.
It looks like it looks like absolute stone as you guys turn, yet another corner and run down from there.
Oh my God.
We get bounced back in time, and it's a completely different plot for the rest of the campaign.
Oh God. Okay.
You find yourself in a spaceship.
It's bigger on the inside.
The sound of pursuers gets louder, and you have a feeling that they know this city and that they could be potentially heading you off. Do you take any precautions? You approach the next intersection. And
Drawing
if you do,
sword.
What are they?
Holding an intersection to try and ambush.
All right, so we're going to roll this. Let's see. Go ahead and everyone roll a stealth check, and I just have their passive perception, I guess it is.
Stealth is my best one.
Stealth is not a good one for me.
Stealth is usually my worst one, but I'm not in my armor right now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so anyone have higher than a 16?
Yes.
No.
Jacob, as you guys approach this corner, you are aware of them before you are like at that corner.
Okay.
So what action do you take with the party?
When I say I'm aware of them, how am I aware of them? Do I know like where they currently are?
By
or
the
I just know that
sound,
they're-
a bit of a shadow, something about it intuitively, you know that they are right around this corner.
Okay, so assuming we have some sort of a universal symbol, like I'll put my hand up or any way, if Boris is ahead of me, I grab him by the shoulder and I say like quietly, halt, and just try and get us to stop right where we are to see if we can, if they jump out, run out the other way.
Bonus action. Do any of you have anything you do when he says hold, like as an inquiry to why or anything else?
No, and I have no bonus action because I'm all out of spell slots.
Gotcha. All right, then at this corner, they come around that corner when you didn't. That your footfall suddenly just stopped, and it's
Okay. Ooh, 24.
17.
Why do I knit high now?
Don't complain.
22.
well, you were definitely better than all of these guys.
Of course we are, but we also rolled higher.
So that was Jacob, Boris, Zelen, and then my guys. All right, at 24, Jacob,
All right.
there is 3 armed, pretty dangerous-looking people that just came around that corner. They have weapons out. They all seem to be armed with short swords, and they have crossbows slung across back.
Great. All right, with my sword, I'm going to jump forward and not jump forward, but step up
Engage.
and engage. There you go. That's the correct word. And attack whoever is in line with me, so that way I'm not going to cross either Boris or Zelen's attack paths.
Okay, got it.
Ooh, okay. 18 plus 10, so 28 for one and 17 for the second one.
Wow, yeah, they both hit.
Awesome. For 9 and 9. 18 points of damage total.
Jiminy crickets. Yeah, sound hit. You hurt him a lot. You could imagine he'd want to retreat if he had the option right now. At 22, Boris.
I was at 17.
She's at
I'm
22.
sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Zelen at 22.
Are you allowed to move?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can move first.
So I want to move back, so I'm less of a target, but I'm going to produce flame and throw a flame at that at one person, angling it to make sure that my compatriots are not caught in the flame. But I want to move back, so I'm less of a target
That
for
will
them.
provoke an attack of opportunity as you're backing up at that point because you're in proximity to them that you could be in melee attack range. They get
But
a free
I-
attack on you.
Oh, well then I guess I don't do that.
Okay. I mean, you still could. They might miss.
How many are you good on hit points? Because right now, shillelagh, bonus action, and whacking him with a stick would probably be the easiest
I have
way.
25 hit points.
Hey, yeah, you have the same number I do.
Well, flame, I was thinking maybe with flame I could get 2 of them.
No, flame is a single
No,
target.
Yeah.
Oh,
Produce flame and throw it is just one target.
oh.
Um,
Yeah, the guy's
While
like
it's-
standing right here. If you
while
try
it's a
and back up, you
tactical
can-
disadvantage, you
Oh.
should do
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh and hit him with the stick.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
All right,
Yeah,
roll it.
It's not our preferred, but less attacks.
16
Nice.
plus something, right? Don't
Yep.
I get a plus on that?
Yeah, it's your spell attack modifier.
16 plus 8, so 24.
Nice.
Nice.
Hits.
You only get one attack, or do you get two?
She gets one.
Aw,
And then I think it's a D8. What does that look like?
it's
This?
the two pyramids glued together, right below your hand. There you go.
7 points of damage.
You add your spellcasting modifier to that, remember?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
More damage.
Yeah, yay. So 15 points of damage.
Nice.
No.
Spell attack modifier? No, you're a wisdom's caster, so whatever
You're-
your wisdom modifier is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your spellcasting
12.
modifier, not your spell attack.
Okay.
modifier.
Nice.
So the wisdom modifier.
Yes.
Yeah, so 12 points of damage. 7 plus 5.
Okay,
Nice.
gotcha. Wow, that's very good. It looks as though you hit the chief rank. Two of them look accoutred the same way. The other one looks different, and you just hit the different one.
Okay.
Well, that's what you get for being different.
And now at where was that? 17
Yeah.
Boris.
Now me. I will attack the one that seems differently accoutred because you referred to him as the chief one.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that Zelen just hit.
I will give Boris my last spell slot.
I wish that was a thing. First one,
Oh, nice.
15 for a 24 total. Second
Hits.
attack is an 8 for a 17.
And that's exactly what you needed. They both hit. This guy's in splint armor.
Nice nut. Ooh, interesting.
Splint.
First attack does 14. Second attack, 15 for 29 total.
Nice.
Yeah, that is absolutely just a savage hit. Yeah, he looks very hurt with that, but obviously
Good.
still combative. And at 14, he is attacking you, Boris, because you seem to be at this moment the greater threat.
Also good.
All right, so his first attack, he rolls a 24,
Hits.
and he's wielding short sword at the moment, and does 5 points of damage to you.
Taken.
His second short sword attack, he rolls a 21,
Also hits.
and he delivers 4 more points of damage to you.
Taken.
And then at 11, Jacob, the one that was attacking you,
Is running away in fear,
attacks
as he
you
should.
with short sword.
And he misses because I'm so awesome.
Just making sure my attacks.
The awesome shield. I
He
like it.
rolls a 16
Ah, yeah, you got me.
and hits you, and you take 4 points of damage. And his second attack on you rolls a 9
Yeah, okay, good.
and
Yeah.
misses you.
Good.
And then the other one that has not been attacked yet is going to be attacking one of the three of you. And I'll see just which one that is. And he's attacking Jacob.
Yay.
And rolls a 21
Ooh.
Ooh, just barely.
and does 4 more points to you. And then rolls an 11.
Miss.
I'm sorry, that was actually less than that. That was a 10 and misses.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okay. Top of the round.
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Jacob.
I will swing again at the guy that's in front of me. Off the table. 22 and a 23 to hit.
Both hit. Nice
Awesome.
hits.
And that is a D4. Where'd they go? There you are. Ooh, 9 again. And max for 13, so 22 points of damage.
Oh, he had exactly 22 points of damage. Exactly 22.
Awesome.
So one of the thugs drops. 22, Zelen.
I'm going to use my shillelagh again against the. You got the big one. I'll take the last one.
One of the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
17 plus 8 to hit, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
that's a 25 to hit.
Yeah. You hit him with a 17.
And then 6 plus 11 damage.
6 plus 11?
No,
So-
6 plus 5 is 11 damage.
So yeah, and it's a D8 for your shillelagh?
That's why you cast it, it becomes a D8.
Yeah. That is so cool.
I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
D8.
No, you're
correct.
right. 11 points. Fantastic. That's the first hit on this guy. And
Now, you know what? It has been so long since I've been in combat, I completely forgot about Hunter's Mark.
oh wow.
Huh.
Dang it.
All right, then Boris at 17.
All right. First attack on the biggin. That is an 8 for a 17 and an 18 for a lot more than that.
They both hit.
Come
Lost my
on.
D8 for a sec.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, I've heard.
The bigger they are, the harder I hit. That's 14 for the first one and 10 for the second.
Okay, taken. And then that's his round at 14. And
How's his morale after watching his buddy drop?
And being gutted 4 times.
Boris, despite the fact you would think he should be focusing completely and only on you, his eyes dart upward and to the right for a moment, and then he disengages, and the thug does with him as he does, and goes to run.
I was kidding, but okay.
Okay.
Look up.
Enemy hind. Turn around.
Oh,
And as you guys let him run away then, and you can see that there is one of those stone creatures flying down into attack you.
lying?
Yes. Let's see. And it is coming after person.
What's its initiative? Because didn't we notice it? Can't we try and run?
You could certainly try to run, but this is holding its round. It's just been waiting for.
Oh, it was just standing
It was
behind
just
us.
standing back there.
I thought it was descending upon us like it was flying.
Well, no, it was definitely flying down.
Great.
But, so attacking. Oh, and I think
Is it moving through my reach?
if anything, it's going to. Let me roll that. Let me see percentage wise, if that's the case. That as this thing swoops down.
And this is a very, very impressive display and misses.
And it's in an alley. Maybe it gets its wings shorn off.
Well,
or something.
the alley-like area you're in is still, they're not as nice houses as the ones you were in or near up there in your Garnsdale Park, but they're still nicer houses. So it's not like steep wall alleys that you're picturing an old
Like in
city.
a city alley.
That it's more like it's backyards, the street that goes between those.
And even so, there's enough room for the 3 of us to maneuver around each other in a fight.
Yeah,
There's enough room for, I'm guessing, a man-sized thing?
it is.
Yeah, thought so.
And as it swoops in, so 11, and then its plus is 4, 10. So it rolls a 10, 11 to hit on you.
No.
So what does it need to hit you?
15.
15, yeah. So if anything, you just dodge out of the way, and it goes, and it pulls right through. Boris, looking
So then
to
it's
see.
definitely provoking an attack.
Oh, so it was trying to do like a flyby
It
kind of
was
a thing?
trying to do, just that. Well, and then the question would be, was it actually, Boris, it's within your range as it passes. And you...
taking my attack of opportunity.
You would actually wonder, Jacob, if its goal was actually not to hit you.
Oh, like to try and grab me and run off?
Or is it possible to scare off the people that were attacking us?
Either
17
way.
versus armor class.
Armor class for this guy, it's a hit.
Is there an insight I can
Am
do
I
on
allowed to yell?
You can always yell.
Friend or foe? Friend or foe?
12 points of damage.
It takes it.
Slashing, magical slashing, if that matters.
Oh, and your sword is now dull. Sorry.
It's a magic
No, it's
sword.
not.
Well, don't worry.
Sword don't
it's-
care about nothing.
It's still not here anyway, so.
Zelen, you do not get a response from this thing.
Do I speak?
Rock?
Rock?
What?
Right. Yeah. So who knows what language it knows? You could, does it know the?
Can I do an insight on its actions to see if it did seem like it was trying to attack me or potentially, I'm thinking scoop me up.
Yeah, go for it. Roll an insight.
Insight is 16.
It sure seemed like it was trying to kill you.
Okay.
That if you hadn't moved out of the way that last moment, that you believe that it would have hit you like right in the head or upper chest with its talon-like
Okay.
claws.
And when I said okay, that wasn't supposed to be like a reassuring, like, oh, thank goodness, it's only trying to kill me. No, I'm still not happy with it being here, but
But Zelen, you had no reply from it, whether if it understood or not. But it flew up and it took that damage from Boris and went up over a roof. But the other guys, those 2 wounded guys, they're not moving at full speed, but they are still definitely just moving away. Doors are open. People are looking out windows. People in their backyards. Servants are there. So there's people watching what's happening, and they look really stunned. With that
inside.
With that inside you guys just made a moment ago, you in particular, Jacob, as weird as it is that seeing combat in the streets might not be new to the people of this city, apparently seeing those things, these stone-like things flying down and attacking, that does seem like that's not a thing they see every day. And at your yell, Boris, they don't need any prompting. They're getting undercover right now. This looks like it's a bad day, and it might not have been because you yelled it, but because of what this thing actually is.
Do we take out the foes or get?
Get to the end now.
Let's go.
So you guys take off running again at Boris's insistence, and you head down to the end of that street, and you turn a corner, and you're noticing with each one of these turns,
Sheathing sword.
right? At each one of these turns, the alley streets and just the streets in general are a little more narrow. But tell me, do you take advantage of the crowd as you come to a street that has people in it in a market? They're all abuzz with talk because you're about to tee into one right now. Do you stay on it and go down that street for a bit, or do you back up, retreat, and find a different street?
I vote back up, retreat, find a different street. We don't know who's friends or foe. These people could start grabbing us to hold us for whoever's attacking us.
What's the quickest route to the inn?
It would be that main street, the main street you're hitting to right now.
I'd rather get to potential allies quickly.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's try it.
So as you get to the main street, it's all a buzz. They're talking, and you hear things like fire, magic, the strike team. You hear words like that coming from people, and it confirms this idea that, yeah, this is a known thing for them. And they start talking about different streets, and it could have been the streets you were on. It could have been other streets, but you get the idea that they're already talking about where this is happening. Are we safe right here? Nothing ever happens on this street, and they're going about their own business. And at this point, you don't look so different than anybody else as you're moving, as long as you keep it at a walking pace. Mm-hmm. All right, so you traverse that, and then there's an uproar from the crowd, and they're all pointing in a direction off to one side of the street. You can't help but follow their gaze, and you can see that there is a statue that is sitting on the top of a building. And the moment they see that...
Got a chip out of its wing or something?
They scatter. Actually, it does not, Boris. You would assume that this is a different one.
Yay.
And they are scattering.
Let's get into the nearest alley.
Whatever knowledge that they have.
How far away is the inn?
The inn would still be probably like at a dead run, 5-8 minutes away.
Yeah.
So the crowd is scattering every which way. And then as you turn to start moving too, because obviously you want to stand still, you're just identifying where you are, you actually do see the statue move, and it orients its head down toward you as it picks up where you guys are. But it's not alighted, or it's not taken off. It's not flying down toward you at the moment.
Just get into an alley. Let's see if there's a back way we can get to the inn. The inn has to have a back entrance.
At least one, yeah.
This is terrifying. Yeah, run.
All right, so you're running, and you are running for a couple of minutes, and you've noted, you're now looking for it. On 2 different occasions, you see again where those statues are up on top. Boris, you're pretty sure that you saw one that looked as though it was damaged, as though it had a chip out of it. Yeah. I think you'd actually see whatever its blood would look like, still gray. We'll just play.
So there's at least 2 of them
looking like whetstone.
Can I get an insight? Are they? What do they do? Are they tracking us? Are they trying to figure out how to be able to get to us because the alleys are too narrow for them? Or are they just tracking us and following us? Like, are they the things that's going to highlight?
Roll it as an investigation.
Are they the helicopter? When somebody is being chased by the police.
Their face opens up and it turns into a spotlight.
Kind of. Are they just spotlighting for the ground troops where we are?
But here's what I wonder is those other guys, they ran away from it. So what if we're being chased by 2 factions right now?
Well, that could be too. So I rolled an 11 plus 8, so 19.
At your 19 roll, you're trying to put this all together. It really seemed like either these guys, the strike team that you encountered, were afraid of them. They didn't try to defend themselves from those. They didn't try to engage them in a fight. They just took and ran from that point.
Well, by the sound of it, they didn't run. They just
Paused.
Withdrew
got
and
away.
walked away.
Yeah.
So the implication being that they're actually working for the same side, that these stone-like creatures and that strike team are working for the same people, which would be then the Rahzia Tower.
Muscle and summoned muscle.
That's right.
Yay, wizards.
And,
Great.
And apparently they defer to these stone things. Whatever controls them.
Are there any overhangs? Is there any way for us to try to get from overhang to overhang so maybe they couldn't exactly see where we were? I feel like they're pointing to the ground troops where we are.
I think they have a net over the city. I think we've interacted with one of maybe a couple dozen, probably more.
All right.
And also, we don't know how they're tracking us, if they have other magical ways of knowing where we are.
I do think cover's a good call. Something sturdier than just tarps and kinds of things, because that at least prevents a direct angle from above.
Right.
But
we still got to get to the end.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, Zelen, there are plenty of streets that when you enter the street itself, the buildings on the 2nd or 3rd story are wider than the footprint of the building. So there is an overhang, not just an awning, but the actual building is there. And then you could start aiming towards streets.
That was the word.
That would be an even more narrow street,
Right.
that there's hardly any visibility apart from just straight up,
That
the buildings at the upper levels are nearly touching. You
Yep.
could hand stuff across from one
yeah.
person.
So
over
let's
Yeah,
give
go
us
for
as
it.
much upward coverage as
We're not
possible while heading
squeezing,
towards the end.
But it'd be
Right.
much harder for them to get through.
And
yeah.
while we run, can I also really keep an ear out for those boots running again? So if they summon the ground troops to come and attack us, I can hear. I'm paying attention to know if those boots are coming at us again.
Absolutely.
Do I need to roll anything?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that as a perception.
It's 23.
I love your rolls. It's like Zelen, always aware.
Da-da-da.
So you are aware, and I'll let you know when something comes up and enters into your perceptive
All right.
range,
Right.
that you've moved through a number of streets. You feel like you're getting close to where it is right now, but you have to cross a major intersection, one of the major east-west streets that don't officially separate the more wealthy district from a less wealthy district, but you are most decidedly into
Yeah, a
like
fairly
a lower
de facto
mid
line.
Yeah, so you've got to go out in the open on that one.
What's the crowd like on that one?
It is one of the big open air markets. There's just people all over the place.
Have we noticed any general or gradual change in demeanor as far as if we're getting to these poorer places in town? If the fighting that's going
Increase
on,
in armor?
yeah, if the fighting going on is less accepted where we are now.
Well, you wouldn't be aware of the fighting itself, but you could imagine that there are more maybe one-on-one individual disagreements, fights. So they're probably a slightly rougher crowd than what you were when you were way up there near Garnsdale Park.
But as far as this thing happening, this event happening in the city, these people who are here, do they seem like they're just as passive about it all, or is anything different happening?
Nothing's
that way?
happened yet.
Until they shoot at us or the
only-
hostiles, they're passive.
Okay.
Word has definitely come down to this part of the city that there's foes of some sort or another. There's some kind of disturbance up in the wealthier districts that is spread, and
Okay.
that there's things moving.
Jacob, you're better at going unseen. Peek around the corner to see if they're up high.
Yeah.
I have a crazy idea.
Oh,
Do you have any other kind?
do you have any normal ones? Yeah.
If I cast protection from energy on the three of us and then cast Moonbeam, we would be in the center of the Moonbeam, so nobody can come at us, but we're protected from the Moonbeam's energy. Could we move
Well, it
across?
depends on what type of energy a moonbeam does.
We'd have, and assuming you can overlap, we'd have resistance to it, so we'd just be taking half damage instead of full damage.
But if you're protected from it, wouldn't it then?
We'd still be taking half damage instead of full
They
damage.
would have
That's how
they'd
resistance-
have diminished damage, but not
Here,
immunity.
whack, whack. This won't hurt as much.
Jacob, you said you're listening around the corner.
Yeah.
Well, you've already done your.
and peeking with stealth checks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll do stealth first. 20 unnatural,
Nice.
and then perception. Ooh, good rolls. 23 perception.
You are very aware. At least you believe you've not been spotted. But as you come out, you see that people are starting to point. They're looking. They're nodding. That there's shifts to the crowds, and they're moving in different directions at the same time. And it's an increase in chaos and fear and anxiety. And with those rolls you just made, you can tell that there is at least 4, might be a 5th one right above where you guys are, of these stone creatures that are in this general area of this street.
Okay, and based on their reactions of where it is, does it seem like close or like they're looking at like the building right above us, like they are like the
Are we literally under their nose?
yeah.
That's you think there's one that's on one of the buildings right above where you are.
Okay.
The way that they're moving away from your position, but you are so stealthy that nothing's happened above you. But you see the other ones are one's 100 feet away up on that building.
Okay.
One's 150 feet on that building in this wide street with this open market. And then one's a little further up the street. It's as though they know you've got to be coming through here at some point.
Okay.
And this is a good point to try to trap you in
So
or catch you coming across.
I turn back and I reiterate that to y'all. If I shift my gaze up to like the roof of the building that we're standing right next to, do I see like, or do maybe look at the shadow on the ground of the building itself from the sunlight? Can I see like the shadow of the giant? Not the giant.
That's a good idea.
The being itself standing up there.
It is so narrow right here that you can only see. You're aiming for streets that had
More cover.
more cover, so you can't. But you feel really certain that there is one up there.
Okay.
That if you guys just step out from here, if somehow they can communicate to each other and know how what you guys look like or where you are, then it would be on you very quickly.
Okay. I call for a double back and just go down a different alley than this one. Maybe 50 feet further down.
Cross it further up and maneuver down on the
Exactly.
other side.
Okay, so
Agreed.
you're
Agreed.
backtracking them that way. And
Stealth rolls as we go. We'll move at half speed if it means we can move quieter.
okay, so I have yours. You two roll your stealth rolls. We'll keep
Can
yours,
do.
Jacob.
I can actually. Oh wait, no, it's not my favorite terrain. Never mind.
17.
But you can assist us because you're proficient.
Because I am proficient, so I will assist since I'm leading.
What does
them.
that mean when you
You
assist
roll with
us?
advantage.
So that means you get to roll it twice?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Take
use
the higher
higher
one. Don't step on that broken bottle.
Okay, the advantage is a natural 20, so
No,
thank you for that there,
You are
bud.
so welcome.
I'm
For
at
a
17.
22.
Well, the first one, you
What?
just take whichever one was higher.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the first one
no.
was a 14. The second one was a 10.
So you guys just whisk yourselves away like a
Perfect.
shadow, and you back out of that area. The perception roll that you had, Jacob, the one you rolled a little bit ago, Zelen, that you don't believe anything is following at this point. Actually, this couple block area is bizarrely quiet. So you're up to an adjacent street. You step out. Do you take any perceptive?
Oh yes.
So what do you do, Jacob, as you move further
I don't
up?
walk out with the confidence that God Himself couldn't kill me right now. I don't do that. As funny as that would be,
I definitely could. It'd be a tight fight because
yeah.
I'm low hit points, but I definitely could.
So you're
That is
about
yeah, no.
250 feet to the west of where you had been.
Yeah,
As you reapproach that street.
perception before strolling out is 21.
Nice. So again, you can see the ones that were a couple hundred feet away are closer, but they seem to be oriented in the direction of where you had been.
Okay.
Down in that direction. And from this point of view, you can see the one that was on the peak of the roof on a gable that was right above where you guys were. And then there's one that's way, way farther down, and then one that's across from the point where you guys are coming out.
Okay, based on where we've been trying to get, we're still aiming for the urn and skillet, or are we still?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
where are we in relation to that? Would I be able to say, is like, great, if we cut across here, or if maybe if we go this other direction, we could circumvent this main road entirely?
You know you're heading in the right direction, but you don't know the street so specifically. You guys just had the main streets. Like when
Yeah.
you first learned to drive, I can get to the grocery store and home, and that's about it.
Well, do I have better knowledge because from my childhood here?
Well, from your wandering around, probably not some of these side streets, maybe mostly the main streets as well.
I would
But
have
you-
gone with crazy sensing druid shenanigans, personally.
I could navigate us around the city streets below us. Does that help?
But you do know, Jacob, that straight across this major thoroughfare, that you think that you're not too far away, and you could bring them pretty close right on to
Okay.
where the area where your skillet is. And once you're there, you can say, "Oh, it's over here. You know, 2 streets
Okay.
over."
You guys ready to move?
Let's not go straight across, though. Let's go again, still further away, but going up as we cross. So that way, we're not just directly pushing across traffic.
There's actually a guy who's pushing a cart full of cabbages
And
across the street
how,
right now. We just
how
hide behind
empty
it.
is the street? Is there?
Fairly. There's still
Yeah.
people. You didn't move. You move a distance away.
Well,
but
if there is no crowd cover, then we should just go straight line.
some people are like kind of latecomers to
Except if-
being aware.
Maybe we could get a couple minutes in the urn and skillet before they figured out we're in there.
You all see
If we
there's
didn't
some
go straight
people
across.
that look as though they are like dipping their hand into like food that's being cooked by somebody else. They are getting as many like sausages on strings as they can stuffed under their coat.
Right.
So there are people that are opportunists that are out here in this area right now.
Okay, then let's trust to the honor of thieves and go straight across.
Yeah.
At a walk, at a run.
At a walk.
That works. I was going to say maybe just if they're looking for just a group of 3, if we just put maybe 20 feet between
I
the two of
agree.
us so we
I
don't
think
look
we
like we're
should split
together.
up a
There we
little.
go.
I'll stay back and knowing where they are. I'll watch them and I'll go last.
So then answer me this: are you going to all going to cross to the street just opposite where you are, or are you going to?
I think, yeah, directly.
Yeah,
spread out?
there's not enough crowd cover to try and maneuver up or
Okay.
down street.
Gotcha. So go ahead. Well, you have your stealth rolls. I don't recall what they were, but what were each one of those things
I'm
for?
17.
22.
17, 22.
I forgot. It was 26?
Mine was a 22 because I rolled a nat 20. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
about
no.
y'all.
I rolled a 16.
All right.
No.
And I'm
24.
rolling dice right now. Oh.
And something happened because you went, oop.
Yeah. What a big one.
Midwesterners.
So as you are crossing and you're walking, across this, Jacob, you're like leading the way across that.
No, I was going to hold back so that way if I, like, as we were going one at a time, if I saw anything changing, like they were recognizing that
Precisely the opposite.
we were there. Yeah,
Okay, so-
I'm going last.
Boris?
Yes.
Okay. Because it was on Jacob's that
Best
so
armor class is always bait, so.
Boris, you go out, you go across. Jacob, you're rather Zelen, you're about 20 feet behind him. And again, there are some people that they look up at you like like shared experience. Like this is kind of
Isn't
crazy.
this great?
Yeah,
And I'm
and
gonna
then-
grab something just like they are. I'm gonna try to look just like they do.
Okay,
Side remarks like, I heard that those things over there that are walking on the roofs are made of solid gold.
Go get them.
and apparently, it sounds like you've invented like drive-through shopping or like a
If
fast
there is a
food.
mode of shopping that
Yep.
can be invented, I'll invent it.
So when you get to the other side, Jacob,
Curbside.
you get there just fine, nothing swooped down and attacked. Zelen gets right up behind you, and she apparently has lunch. Boris, as you are crossing, you get almost all the way
I
across.
think we still went out of order again. I'm
you,
going
you
last.
flipped it backwards again.
How'd I do?
I don't know. I'm going
Oh,
last.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. I did flip it back again. Then Boris, you crossed, did that. What I said for Jacob. Zelen, you crossed, did that. Jacob, as you are crossing,
And
you see-
amusingly, you got hit.
Well, yeah, we went back and forth 3 times to get the order right.
try to make sure that you get the thing over. No, I want to go first. You run back across and do it again. No, I'm going first. Run
We're
back
trying
and
to
do it
shoot
again.
Abbey Rowe, and we can't figure out who's wearing shoes and who's not.
Who has feet? And Jacob, you see one of those that are way farther down. It actually rolled for the one that was like the furthest one away. It turns and it orients on all of you, but then it relaxes and turns itself back. Like it noted you crossing, but apparently it just saw you, and that didn't fit whatever parameters it had. And it went
Ooh.
back to its like kind of guarding or
Or-
watching.
Or whatever, I don't want to say ally, but not hostile we have in Rahzia Tower also has some gargoyles on his side.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know, but let's get into the building.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
Based on that, like after we get out of the main street, take a quick perception to make sure it didn't relax because there was another one that was on top of that rooftop that we failed to see.
That'd be a terrible, terrible thing.
Ooh, natural 20.
It looks like once you get into this new street, everything looks all clear.
All right, let's maneuver to the urn and skillet.
So you go down a couple of streets and you see a familiar form by type at the next corner, looking as though he's loitering. And it is definitely one of those like harder than nails,
Thug things.
mercenary kind of guys, unwounded.
Not one of the guys attacking us, but
Not one of the guys
like
that
one of
attack
the
you.
guys at the palace or the library.
Exactly. Right.
Does it look like palace or does it look like library?
Yeah, how is he equipped? Does
Yeah.
he have Tabard?
He looks like library.
If there's a bunch of animals, I'm wondering if I can throw these sausages at him, and if all the animals will come and run and jump on him.
Well,
and
let's
we
look
can
at his
get past
demeanor
him.
first. Does he look
is
like
this
he's...
a Disney movie?
You never know.
Does he
Roll-
look... Yeah.
roll-
Well, considering
roll
the frequency
as
with which
an-
we talk to birds, it just might be.
Roll it as an investigation or as a siegecraft.
I can do that.
Investigation or insight?
I think investigation is you're
Okay.
putting together a number of bits of
From
data.
mine, it's only a 10.
19 for a siegecraft.
13 for investigation.
Yeah. So with Jacob and Boris, you guys you come to you pause looking at this guy, and maybe you exchange a glance and say, "This could be like a skirmish line. That if we actually get through where all those gargoyles are, that this is the backup line, the skirmish line that's beyond that. So if there's one here, that means they could have people at different intersections, just to make sure. Just
We're
as
maneuvering back to Roth House. We'll send a messenger.
as you are, like
How close is Roth House to here?
further than the urn and skill. You have to go back in the direction
gonna be
of
in the
back
better
We
up.
part of
ran
town.
past to get here, kind
Well,
of.
not past it, but it is in the more wealthy. It's further
we're-
up
okay.
the
We
city.
went out of our way because I
Yeah.
was
Which could
trying to
actually be
recruit
good.
troops.
They wouldn't expect it.
Well, and it doesn't lead them back to that location and
Yeah.
that
Because
that
all their
residence.
attention is focused here.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just wondering which one of you it's after because it didn't care about me.
As you are so you turn a side street, go a different way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you turn that side street, and again, 2 streets over, you can see there's another one of these guys, not blocking your path and not on the side street. But if you would have continued in the direction of the urn and skillet, it would have been down in that direction. So it does seem to be there's like a picket line that they're
Right.
finding
Guys
from points.
stationed.
And again, I would imagine you pause to go, okay, which one now? Okay,
No.
let's try this street.
Not pausing, just maneuvering away. We don't want to draw any attention to ourselves.
Got it. That as you turn that corner, and 2 streets away, there's another one of these guys. Go ahead and roll an insight now.
Can I still do siegecraft?
Okay. I think that's 3 for me this episode.
This would be
Nice.
I don't believe it'd be a siegecraft for this situation.
That's an unnatural 20, so I'm up there
Thank
too.
God you guys are on it.
And what was yours, Jacob?
Actually, a 21.
I think my third natural 20 for the day.
Because my
So
wisdom's plus 3.
24.
You are really good.
With my horrible rolls at the
so,
beginning.
21, 24, and Zelen?
I rolled a natural 2.
Natural
So I had
two.
the 2 part of
So
the
Two's all around.
So Zelen is still thinking about her
sausage.
plan to throw sausages. And again, Jacob and Boris,
Transformed into a wolf. Sausages.
there's a guy in like the back door to his own house or his own whatever it is, his business there, and he frowns as you're moving right there, moving by, and he looks, and you are aware that he's looking to see those guards, and then looks at you, and he has like an aha moment, and he goes, "Psst." You look over at him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with that insight, does it seem like a, hey, screw those guards, I'll help you escape? Or does it seem like a, I'm just trying to
I'm going to make a
make them
buck.
pause for a second?
It seems like screw those guards. I'll help you
yeah, no.
escape. And as you approach to him, he says quickly, inside.
And can we roll that over inside over? Does it seem
Yeah,
like
good.
a...
Roll it inside.
Like,
Unless my
I got
21
10 more,
is
10
still
more guards
sitting.
waiting out of the basement to kill you.
12.
I switched dice and rolled another 2.
17.
17, 12. He looks legit. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So you go in, all three of you pass him. He closes the door and he turns to you and puts his hand out like to shake hands with, the first person he saw was Jacob. And he says, Landar Kabir, you've got to be trying to avoid the guards, whatever's happening in the city. Where are you headed?
Oh, gosh. I shake his hand.
Up the hill.
Yeah, shake his hand. Jacob Treadstone, we're trying to get away from them up the hill.
I could help you out. I could lead you to where you need to go. It depends upon how far up and where.
I'd rather not involve you with the exact name. If we can give you cross streets, you can get us close.
Can you give him cross streets? I'm not sure you have that.
I could.
Can we give him
Don't you think?
distance?
Okay, that's probably pretty reasonable. Yeah. So you name a couple of cross
I named
streets.
2 cross streets.
You named-
Smith and Maple.
Okay. Well, now I got to write
No,
that in.
Canonically,
no.
Canonically, Roth House is now at Smith and Maple.
No,
Near
it is
Smith
not.
and Maple.
That's true.
It is not that. He says, I can't get you right at that corner, but I can get you close.
How are you going to get us there? What?
He does a read on all of you and then finally said, but I do have my price.
Mm-hmm.
10 silvers, and I can get you out of here.
Done.
I got some sausage.
We have got some sausage.
So you give him the 10 silvers, and he leads you down 2 levels and then takes you into...
I'm sharing the same look. I can see.
Yeah. And one, does he light a light source or does he not?
He does. He lights light sources. Actually, he lights a lantern and takes it down with him.
And I don't think my hand is ever going to leave my sword because this screams ambush.
So as you get down to that lower level, you cross a point where you're all aware, but there's no perception roll needed. But you can tell that you have crossed out of the foundation of the building you're in, the house foundation, and then there's an unusual layer of rock, and then there's new layers of construction that are under it. By new, I mean different, not that they are new. That you can tell that this was a different building a long time ago. And it feels a little bit like a house tipped on its side, but you're walking on a flat surface that's been made in it. And he takes you through this odd cube of a room that's tipped on one side, and then into what looks like it might have been some kind of not a sewer line, but like a water line, an underwater stream, like you're in some sort of an ancient, unused support of the city.
This is the Undercity. This is what I could feel.
And he leads you in a straight line. And Jacob, do a survival to see cardinal direction-wise.
16.
He's leading you almost due south, which is up the hill.
Okay.
And it's staying at a level. So as you are moving in that direction, you realize that you are actually getting deeper and deeper underground as you go.
Oh, so it's like it doesn't go uphill with the rest of the city.
Right.
Okay.
And then at a certain point, now you've noticed that there are no side passages to this. It isn't as though this was designed to be a road at some point or a tunnel from one building to the next building. It really probably did transfer water, that it might have a slight drop to it, but it's not made to hug the topography of the hill. But when you've gone a certain distance, about 500 feet, maybe a little more, he takes you to what is, again, the remains of a building, and you go up inside that building and then meet an adjacent tunnel or get into an adjacent tunnel. And the whole time he's quiet. He's looking over his shoulder, looking to see you guys are still following okay. And he just keeps himself out in front and then leads from that building into another very similar tunnel. And again,
as we're approaching what feels like the end of it, does anything shift about his demeanor?
Nothing has shifted thus far. Yeah. And then he reaches finally what would have been, it must have been a large building, a large house, like a family house. And he begins going up through that building. And as you come up what must have been a basement to a building, you come into what might have at one point been like the main grand receiving area. That there's the remains of 2 wraparound staircases, what had been an upper balcony. And he's just walking through it as though, he's walking through his own basement, and takes you up on one of those grand staircases and then into a hall. And then he opens a door and you're back out at daylight. That there's a building. This one is very close to the surface, and you are right near the more wealthy houses that are, again, part of the district that's way, way far north.
Did you notice, Jacob, how much traveling there seemed to be down here? I mean, is he the only one who's kind of discovered this, or is this kind of a highway down here that's used by other people?
Retroactively, just what did the ground look like? Did it seem well traveled, or did it seem like a path was made for temporary
Did you have a
use?
survival roll already going? We could just do a key on?
16 was my cardinal directions.
Yeah, so with that 16 roll, it looks like it's very rarely traversed.
Okay.
But there's not of dust that's down in here, but it doesn't look as though most people know about it. Every once in a while, there would be cobwebs or active spiders.
And do we come to a locked door or an unlocked door?
It was a locked door. Yeah, good point.
It was a locked door. And how did he unlock it?
He had a key.
He had a key.
With a key.
Good to know.
So when with the realization of where that is, as you come out from that building, it is as though you just came out from a thick section of wall. And then the house that is behind that wall doesn't match what you were seeing right underneath of it. Again, there was no place to make a right-hand or a left-hand turn.
Right.
In the one building you came to first that you climbed up into, there might have been other passages lit out of it, but nothing that you saw. But with this second one, this like kind of a grand gallery room, there could have been other ways to get to other points. It could be a hub, or it could be just that's where its terminus is, and then it goes out from right there. He leads you to that point, and he said, from here, you should be able to get to Smith and Maple, and he points in that direction and not very far away.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I make note of what the building on the surface is, and its surroundings. So I can
agree.
Get back to it.
Yeah, me too.
It is at the corner of Crest and Longworth streets. And it's an area of not the best houses, but decent houses.
We should know that intersection pretty well because the Dunkin' Donuts is right across the street.
What is there, a Crest and Longworth in Atlanta?
Dunkin'
No.
Druids.
Dunkin' Druids. Big neon sign. Found them.
Except they have different kinds of plants, so it's worth the trip.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
And so from here, I mean, before stepping out, taking a peek around, make sure that we're not being followed or that there's
Look
not
up.
we just, as soon as we open the door, standing across, waiting for us is one of those statues.
Yeah, roll it.
Get nailed by a crossbow as we go up.
Okay. I said I was going to do a perception, right?
Yes.
I was at 8.
It looks all clear.
I
Okay.
will also perceive.
Yeah,
Guys,
me too.
it looks clear.
The sky is gone.
I should not have been talking so much smack.
20. I did 25.
10.
Zelen, it looks all clear.
Okay.
There's no sounds of
I agree.
rushing.
I agree. I
And
think it's all clear.
as you move out, from where this door is, it looks as though people are starting to return to normal on the street right here.
I'd still like to stay in back alleys because we don't blend in very well on this end of town. So let's see if we can get to the back door
We
of
are a
Roth
bit
House.
cut up and dirty.
Exactly. Can we get into the back door of
Yeah,
Roth
so you
House
go,
rather
you
than
go
coming
the
the front
you
door?
go the other way, and it takes you a little bit longer, and it's along the circuitous side, but you can go the in between streets,
Right,
between the main
yeah.
streets, and you can get to the back door of Roth House.
Okay, so when we get to the back door of Roth House, do I still feel like it's all clear?
Yes, you said you rolled a
23.
23. Yes,
It's not like the door's been kicked in.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they know who we are, but let's not lead them right back just in case. Okay,
Look
so
up and
let's
there's a gargoyle sitting
so let's
on
go
top.
into are we ready to go in? Let's
Yeah.
go into the back door.
All right, so you get to the back door, and it is currently locked.
Knock.
Do we have a secret knock?
Gun.
No.
Okay, we do the
Knock.
normal knock.
Yeah,
You
knock
might-
unless we have a key.
Okay, so you do that, and
I'm assuming then we don't have a key.
adjacent, correct? Not to this, to at one of the windows overlooking that area. And you're very aware at this point that if there had been a person up there with a crossbow or a spell, it'd be a great spot to cover that back door.
Yep.
Good to know.
That somebody's talking on the inside. You see a person pulling a curtain aside and pointing, and then a moment later, hear the door unlocking, and it opens, and one of the servants that's often in the kitchen and the larder area motions you to come in quickly. And just a moment after that, you can see that Carl Woodvane is right there, and he says, "Thank goodness! Quickly, bring some food and get something to drink. I was afraid you might have been involved in what was happening, but I'm glad you're all back safely."
Has anybody been here?
No, we've put the house in total lockdown as a defensive measure. It'd
They'll
be
be in the
difficult for
area.
someone to get here. It's amazing that you did. How did you ever get to this place?
We have our ways.
That's good to know. So you plan to clean up. Do you need a surgeon, medical assistance?
Yes.
I should be all right.
I'll send for someone. And he ushers you to the parlor. So you've made it back to the Roth house.
Yeah. Getting cleaned up, I think, is first priority. I think I'll be more comfortable once I'm actually wearing my armor again, so I will don that anyway.
I go for my safety blanket. I grab my bow immediately.
And some arrows.
Oh my gosh! And I'm just hugging it, kissing it, like I'm never gonna leave you again.
Peeking out whatever front window, I'm assuming a parlor window, is Tim or Bob on the step.
Not at the moment. It looks
Yeah,
like
good.
everyone's gone to ground.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
What about this? Your
Soldiers?
soldiers.
Holy crap!
Cavalry, knights, riders. Got a lot of words there.
Schultzes.
The shoulders that maybe could carry us
as
up.
far
The
as you
shoulders
know,
aren't there, but knees and toes are out.
they're still at the Iron Skillet, as far as you know.
Yeah, I'm
as
just
far
wondering
as
if
I
there's a
know,
way
they're
we can,
looking.
They're
yeah.
patrolling as I told them.
I'm wondering if there's a way we can get a message to.
I was thinking Tim or Bob, but
I
they're
know.
not here at the moment.
Right.
I'm glad that they're not here, rather than there being like a Tim or Bob size stain on the car on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree there. One bird is on our mind is too much as it is.
Carl, is there a way we could safely get a message to the soldiers at the
Urn
inn,
and
at the
Skillet.
Urn
And
and
Carl says
Skillet?
yes, but why'd you say that so weird?
If you have the means to do so magically, that would be your best method. But to travel the streets until things calm down, I wouldn't do so for a couple of hours.
You have
Thank you.
your sending your spell that you're talking about. Do you have another one of those that you could potentially use, or how does it work as far as targeting one of the people? Do you have to have met his soldiers to do that?
I think that's when I was a bad guy.
We were riding for a few days.
No,
sending.
that's right.
You were not
sending.
well.
I don't
Selin, when have you ever been a bad guy?
It was at episode like 33 and 34.
Sending.
Where have you been?
Yes.
No, seriously, where have you been? This is like almost 40. If you didn't listen to those, you missed some stuff.
There's been some good bonus episodes. Go back and rewatch every single episode, not just the bonus ones. Just
And
which
tell all
ones
your
you want.
friends.
Tell everyone you know.
And
no.
people you don't know. Just
But
like
yeah, so-
throw rocks and go, listen to the Empire's Edge.
Yeah, if you want business cards, print them out. We'll put them online.
All right, so Zelin.
I can't cast that spell right now.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Okay. But could you do it after a short or long rest? I think it'd be a long rest before you get that spell
Let me just
back.
double check my counts. Actually, I could cast that spell right now. Yes.
Gotcha.
Thank you for reminding me.
You
that
are
I
so
had
welcome.
that spell.
And there's no range, right? It's just if you know the
It's an
person?
unlimited range.
I send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with whom I am familiar.
And you'd be
The
familiar
creature
with it.
Yeah.
hears
We
the
traveled all the
message.
way here together.
The creature hears this message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer it in a like manner immediately.
You gave one of them a name. Do you remember which one that was?
Roberts, yeah.
Roberts. Yep.
Sergeant Roberts.
Do
the
you
rest are
want
corporals
a
and-
short message to Sergeant Roberts?
Yes. How short is short?
25 words.
Ah.
It's like even
interesting.
worse than a tweet.
Wasn't that just characters?
Yeah, but 150 characters.
Yeah.
140, and then they upped it to 280.
Oh, so I can tweet out essays now.
Exactly.
Right.
Important information for this podcast right now.
yeah.
Everyone needs to know the character count for a
So-
tweet. There will be a quiz.
Let me
So Boris is
take a second and draft
drafting
the
a
thing.
letter, what he would want to have said. In the meantime,
Wasting
do
all the
either
time
of you
listening.
do
Stop.
anything else? It's going to take some time for a surgeon to get here
Yeah,
because
I'm
it's
gonna
dangerous on the street.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself.
Remember, Healing Word is a bonus action one. You should have another first level spell that should be more healing stuff for
Cure wounds.
your
That's
wounds.
the one.
Yep. So it takes the same spell slot, but you get more healing back from it.
And what are you down to, Jacob?
17. Yeah,
Zelen,
What?
25? Where were you?
25.
25, yeah.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself, and I do horribly.
Mm.
Great. Minimum.
So you took damage?
Yeah, right?
You're saying your heart wasn't in it?
Yeah.
Then you'd be dead.
We left that a couple streets back.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is going to be something else. I
What?
hope we are able to rest tonight. If anything shows up at this house, I'm
Well, do you
just so
recall from the
worried.
previous episode what the last thing was that,
Meet at midnight. Yeah.
right, meet at midnight tonight
What time is it?
at the Druid Circle. It is probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, great. Hey, we can take
I need a
a long
nap.
rest between then.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Hold on a second. How are we going to meet at midnight if I have to be up, bright-eyed, bushy-tail, and ready for an archery contest tomorrow?
Caffeine, my friend.
Caffeine. Has coffee been invented yet? I mean, there's Dunkin' Donuts, but what do they
yeah,
serve?
Yeah, coffee's been invented.
Amphetamines.
America runs on druids.
Okay. So I'm going to cast. Well, wait a minute. If we're just probably going to take a rest, then there's no reason for me to cast Cure Wounds on me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, flavor? I don't know.
I'm just going to
if
save it.
If we are going to
Okay,
rest, yeah.
Zelen, just so you know, anything could happen in the next moment. Somebody could kick a door in right now, or there could be someone comes down, out through a window or something. So if you want to do something now, do it now,
Yeah.
just to be safe and certain.
It's always an option. But
Right.
that being said, though, if you think someone's going to come and attack us and you have better uses for your first level spells, like you want to use them to try and harm other people, then those are the options that you're weighing in your head.
Right.
Which, I mean, 25 hit points isn't, it's not a lot, it's not a little. So you could withstand a few hits.
Yeah, but then I can't. I'm going to cast it. I'm going to cast.
Okay,
Cure
good.
Wounds on
So
me.
yeah, just twist it up and add it to your toe.
Oh, I got all 8.
You got
Yay,
max!
maxed
I
out.
rolled 1. Dang it. We just hear the clicky-clacky of a typewriter as Boris continues to type out his message.
What's a typewriter?
I have no idea what kind of area are we in now? Is it like,
I haven't thrown a single dart or caught anything on fire.
and you're
I'm
shaking,
just
you're
not
scratching
feeling
the
like
skin
myself.
off you.
But you did whap a couple of things with your
Yeah, that
your
is true.
shillelagh.
I did.
I haven't fired an arrow in 24 hours and I'm starting to feel the itch.
Yeah, you're out of practice for tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah. I wouldn't think that would create disadvantage.
Woodvane, immediately. I need an archery
I
dummy.
need a target.
I need a target.
Prepared, sir.
Woodvane, do you have any apples? And how strong is your jaw?
Okay, so I've got hostiles watching in, probably house, living statues on roof, troops on street, stay alert, armed secretly, guard pairs watching house in shifts. Or,
Yeah, that.
Actually, slight adjustment, set guard pairs watching house in
I
shifts.
was going to say, I only counted 24.
With the addition of set, I think I've got another 4 words.
I don't know, I was kidding.
Love you.
There was a bit more, but it took me to 27, so I just took that sentence out.
Okay.
Yeah, that
All
would
right.
be.
So you dictate it to me. I'm going to cast sending, and I'm going to
You wanna add from Boris at the
send it.
beginning?
I'm going to target Roberts. And I'm going to send it to him,
Well, he knows it's from Zelen.
That's
so.
a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah,
Um,
they know us.
and then they can respond.
Yeah, so what's my options for response?
Same thing, 25 words.
Hmm.
Oh, I should have been typing all this time too.
Well, but hey, where's the fun in that? Boris, I wonder if Roberts knows that he gets like a whole 25 words. You knew beforehand, but Roberts tries to say something. He gets to the 24th word, cuts off in the next
You'll
one.
never believe it. That
Exactly.
crap.
And next thing you know, this episode ends like an episode of The Sopranos.
In gunfire? Oof.
No, it's just mid-sentence.
So in a moment, Zelen, you receive a reply from Sergeant Roberts, and he replies saying, Captain Kirsanov, message received and understood. Also, have possible location, a minaret structure.
Nice. So that's a potential for Shipanov's mission.
Yes.
All right, well then let's get some rest before meeting that wizard in the Druid Circle.
Agreed.
I'm down. Like, let's rest right now. We're going to be meeting up with a guy we said midnight.
Rest, recover. Yeah,
You know exactly
so-
where we're going?
Yeah, the Druid Circle that Zelen's been to.
Okay, yeah.
What
I want
she's
to get all my
talking
spell
about.
slots back. I bet you guys do too. So
Yes.
take a
Okay,
rest.
so
That's how I smite.
and you would set that with Carl Woodvane. He'd make a point to wake you guys like 11 o'clock-ish or so, something like
I
that.
think so, yeah.
All right, so you all go to sleep.
I sleep in my armor.
Because there's
Right.
5e.
And you are awakened by the servants at around 11 o'clock. You feel very rested and refreshed. You feel rested and refreshed, and you are aware that at this point you have leveled up.
Nice.
The most refreshed eating thing ever.
Love it.
Thanks for listening. Get updates and extras on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Empire's Edge. Special thanks to Bolin Nert, our newest supporter. If you'd like to follow his example, check out our Subscribe Star at subscribestar.com/the-empires-edge.
Jiggy.
My name is Jacob, and I'm here to say we're blowing up this town in unbelievable ways. Gargoyles, villains, and
My
soldiers
crew is big and it keeps getting bigger.
That's because Boris has a lot of soldiers on his side.